What is going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video. I am the Patriot Stacker. If you've seen my videos before, you know here on the channel we talk all about investing in precious metals, mainly silver and gold, bullion and coins. And if you're new here to the channel, welcome. If you enjoyed today's video, please smash that like button and consider subscribing. That really helps out the channel. And don't forget to comment down below. Here among the precious metal stackers and investors, we all know that fiat paper currency is pretty much worth its weight in toilet tissue. But right now, while it's still holding on, why not find different ways to invest that fiat and turn it into a tangible asset such as gold and silver bullion? That is my strategy. And in today's video, we're going to talk about one of my go-to royalty companies that I think has great potential to grow exponentially and therefore make some decent earnings, which I would then personally turn into my favorite physical assets, precious metals. I personally believe uranium is going to be the end-all be-all for global clean energy. It's currently in more demand than ever, and mining companies can't keep up with the soaring demand. And if you've read any of the business and investing headlines from the last couple years, everyone is talking about uranium.
Well, I don't know, but I've been told uranium ore is worth more than gold. Sold my cad, I bought me a Jeep, I got that bug and I can't sleep. Uranium fever has gone and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to stake me some government land.
Uranium fever has gone and got me down.
If you're not familiar, uranium is a silvery white metallic chemical element in the periodic table. It has the atomic number 92. It is assigned the chemical symbol U. A uranium atom has 92 protons and 92 electrons, of which 6 are valence electrons. Uranium also has the highest atomic weight of all naturally occurring elements. Uranium can be enriched into a U-235 concentration, which can be used as fuel for nuclear power plants and nuclear reactors. And in today's video, we are discussing Uranium Royalty Corp. They are the first and only pure play uranium royalty company. They are traded on the New York Stock Exchange under ticker symbol UROY and also on the Toronto Stock Exchange under ticker symbol URC. Before we get into Uranium Royalty Corp, let's listen to what their chairman, Amir Adnani, has to say about the current state of uranium.
We have the exact same issue in uranium as we do in hydrocarbons. The reality is we depend too much on Russia and former Soviet Union states. And if we don't look for these resources in our own backyard, we're not only going to face surging prices and energy bills that are going to go up, but we're also going to face a real national security threat, because that's what energy is. Energy is life, and we must be in control of our own destiny when it comes to energy. Here you have a situation where for the dependency on uranium, 60% of our uranium is coming from Russia and former Soviet Union states, and we don't mine any domestically. How does that make sense? Why are we not talking about supporting domestic capabilities? But why are we investing in energy in our own backyard? Why aren't we putting a fraction of that into making sure we have uranium domestically that's the source of fuel for 1 in every 5 homes in America? This just does not make sense to me, and it's very frustrating. The reality is the Communist Party of China and Russia have outmaneuvered, outmuscled, and outsmarted the companies in the West when it comes to grabbing market share globally for nuclear energy. We got to get it back. Energy starts with being able to dig material out of the ground, hydrocarbons, minerals, and we must not be afraid of digging. I'm sorry to say this, but what's wrong with digging? We keep investing in above ground infrastructure, but if we don't have the raw material to actually process, then we actually don't control the supply chains. Then why are we depending so much on Russian and overseas imports and not building our domestic capabilities? This should really be addressed right away.
Uranium Royalty Corp is the first company to apply the successful royalty and streaming business model exclusively to the uranium sector. They have a strong balance sheet which allow them to capitalize on uranium royalty and streaming acquisition opportunities. They also have physical uranium ownership and hold interests in physical uranium acquired at cyclical lows. They also have a large and diversified portfolio, including interests on 15 development, advanced, permitted, and past-producing uranium projects in multiple jurisdictions. They also have an expert management team and board which possess decades of uranium industry experience. URC is well positioned to take advantage of current market conditions as a provider of alternative capital to the uranium sector. The president, CEO, and director of Uranium Royalty Corp is Scott Melby, who is a uranium industry veteran with 37 years of experience. They also have a strategic partnership with Uranium Energy Corp, who is their initial shareholder, who gives ongoing technical and operational support. And that brings us to their board of directors, which includes Amir Adnani, who is the entrepreneur and founder, president, and CEO of Uranium Energy Corp, which we just heard in the clip earlier in the video. Uranium Royalty Corp also has some top-tier shareholders, including Rick Rule, Sprott Global, Extract Capital, Marine Katusa, KCR Fund, and other key shareholders. URC definitely has a diversified portfolio. They have interests in uranium mines in multiple countries throughout North and South America at various stages of development, as well as physical ownership of uranium, which gives them direct exposure to current spot price. They also have strong counterparties and operators, which include many of the sector's leading growth-oriented uranium companies, such as Uranium Energy Corp, Cameco, Orano, and many more. Their asset portfolio includes areas in the Athabasca Basin of Canada, including properties like Cigar Lake, McArthur River, as well as in the U.S. at Reno Creek, Slick Rock, Workman Creek, as well as a property in Africa. When it comes to their physical uranium assets, they've increased their total physical uranium concentrate inventory to over 1.5 million pounds at a weighted average cost of around $42 US per pound. That's approximately $75 million US in market value at around $48 per pound spot price. And they store this at their Cameco Blind River facility in Ontario, Canada. And they've recently entered into a supply stream agreement with CGN Global to purchase 500,000 pounds for delivery at their Cameco facility from 2023 through 2025 at a weighted average price of $47.71 per pound with a fixed price and delivery date. Uranium Royalty Corp really is the right model for an improving market, including their exposure to uranium price, fixed operating costs, no development or sustaining capital costs, their exploration and expansion upside without the associated costs, diversified asset portfolio, and the ability to grow without increased management. They really check all the boxes where other companies do not. URC's strategy has been primarily focused on acquiring existing royalties, and their next wave of acquisitions are anticipated to focus on new royalties, streams, additional physical uranium, and other uranium interests. And what I like about uranium and nuclear energy is that it's clean, safe, reliable, and economic. It's the perfect complement to renewable wind and solar. It provides hedge against high natural gas prices, and it saves lives and improves the quality of life. Nuclear power is a carbon-free clean energy and is currently 55% of America's clean energy. And this graph shows here the life cycle of carbon emissions from selected electricity supply companies. And nuclear energy is the only low-carbon energy source that provides scalable 24/7 baseload power. Nuclear power is the safest form of electricity generation. Nuclear has the lowest energy accident fatalities in most countries, especially compared to coal and oil and natural gas. And nuclear is even safer than offshore and onshore wind and even solar. Nuclear power also has the lowest levelized cost of electricity for extended life plants versus any other source. Most nuclear plants in the United States have or will extend their operational lives by at least 20 to 40 years. It's pretty impressive. The support for nuclear energy is strong and increasing. Many people agree that we should renew the license of nuclear power plants that continue to meet their federal safety standards, as well as building more nuclear power plants in the future. The uranium demand for nuclear reactors has significantly exceeded the primary production. U.S. uranium production is needed to fill this gap. The expected demand in 2022 was 189 million pounds, and the expected production was 133 million pounds, and the production gap is 56 million pounds below requirements. Uranium demands a need for new production beyond the existing mines. The inventory overhang is drawing down. Uranium price is too low to stimulate new production within the permitting and development lead times to bring on new mines. And that being said, Uranium Royalty Corp offers quite a bit to their investors. They're the first mover in pure play uranium royalty exposure. They have a royalty portfolio covering an array of development projects in key jurisdictions with the right partners. They have the emerging need for new production, which creates mutually beneficial royalty financial opportunities. They have a team with extensive uranium industry experience. They have nuclear energy gaining border acceptance in this carbon-constrained world, and the robust uranium demand and curtailed mine production have rebalanced market fundamentals. $1.5 billion for a strategic uranium reserve over 10 years for U.S. domestic uranium and conversion, and the market fundamentals continue to improve with a growing deficit between primary production and reactor requirements. So now let's take a quick look at where Uranium Royalty Corp is trading on the NASDAQ. Like I said earlier, they trade under ticker symbol UROY on the NASDAQ or on the Toronto Stock Exchange under URC. Currently on the NASDAQ, they're trading at $2.55 USD per share. They're in the green and moving in an upward trend, which is great to see, but I believe there is still much more room for growth. And you see in this year-to-date chart, it is moving upward, which I believe still has much more room to grow, and I think right now could be a great time to invest. So that brings us to the conclusion of today's video. We took a deep dive into Uranium Royalty Corp. They are the first and only pure play uranium royalty company. For more information, check out uraniumroyalty.com. I'll have all the links down below in the description. They are trading on the NASDAQ under ticker symbol UROY or the TSX under ticker symbol URC. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope you got a little insight into the investing into the uranium royalty and uranium energy sector, and please smash that like button if you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you can see when we upload our next video. And as always, have a great day.
Well, I ain't kidding, I ain't gonna quit. That bug's done caught me and I've been bit. So with a Geiger counter and a pick in my hand, I'll keep right on staking that government land. Uranium fever has done and got me down. Uranium fever is spreading all around. With a Geiger counter in my hand,
I'm going out to stake me some government land.
uranium fever has done and got me down.